Most people wake up and immediately fall into the trap. A trap set not by an enemy, but by their own unconscious habits. They are pulled from the sanctuary of sleep into a world of immediate reaction. The alarm blares, a signal not of a new beginning, but of a race already lost. They grab their phones, and in that single motion, they surrender their most precious asset, their own mind. Their thoughts, their emotions, their agenda for the day are instantly hijacked by notifications, by emails, by the curated outrage and endless comparisons of social media. They begin their day on the defensive, reacting to the world's demands, drifting without purpose, their spirit already heavy with a burden that isn't theirs to carry. They are busy, yes, stressed, absolutely. But are they moving forward, or are they just moving? But what if the first 10 minutes of your day could do more than just start it? What if those 10 minutes could rewire your entire future? What if a single conscious decision made in the quiet moments after you open your eyes held the power to completely reshape your mindset, to forge a new identity, and to dictate the terms of your own success? It's not an exaggeration, it's a fundamental law of personal physics. Why? Because the way you begin is the way you become. Your future isn't some distant destination you hope to arrive at someday. Your future is being built right now. It's being constructed in the silent, seemingly insignificant choices you make every single morning. And in just a few moments, I'm going to teach you. I will guide you through a simple yet profoundly powerful ritual. A sequence of intentional actions that will prepare your mind to lead, not to follow, to create, not to react, to command your mornings, and in doing so, to completely and utterly reshape the course of your life. Your future starts the moment you open your eyes. The only question is, are you ready to claim it? The morning is a mirror. If I could follow you for one morning, just one, I could predict your future with startling accuracy. Not because I'm a psychic or a sage, but because your morning is a perfect reflection of your inner world. It reflects your discipline or your lack of it. It reflects your direction or your drift. It reflects your deepest desires or your most persistent fears. It is the most honest diagnostic tool you will ever have. Look at how most people rise. They rise in reaction. The alarm is a shock to the system. The first thought is not one of gratitude, but of dread. How much longer can I sleep? They let the world knock on their door with demands and deadlines before they have even knocked on the door of their own inner potential. They are pawns in a game they don't even realize they are playing. But the winners, the creators, the leaders, they are different. They rise with intention. Every great structure ever built stands upon a foundation. A skyscraper doesn't begin at the 100th floor. It begins deep in the earth with concrete and steel, laid with precision and purpose long before anyone sees the shining facade. Your foundation is your morning. What you do in that first sacred hour before the world sees you, before the emails are opened, before the first meeting begins, determines exactly how the world responds to you. That first hour is not a measure of time. It is a statement. It's a declaration that says either I am in control or I am controlled. There is no middle ground. When you step out of bed, you must step into purpose. This is non-negotiable. You must consciously, deliberately reject the noise. That means no news, no social media, no gossip. Your mind in the morning is like fertile, untouched soil. Are you going to plant seeds of purpose, clarity, and strength? Or are you going to let the world dump its garbage, its fear, its anxiety, and its distractions all over it? The choice is yours. In those first moments, there should be only clarity, only focus, only the quiet, powerful voice inside you that says, we are not here to merely survive the day. We are here to conquer it. Do not drift. Do not snooze. The snooze button is a training device for hesitation. The moment you hit it, you are teaching your subconscious mind that when things get difficult, your first response is to retreat, to delay, to seek more comfort. You hand your power over to fear and lethargy. You tell the day that it owns you. But when you rise with fire, when you swing your feet to the floor with a sense of mission, when you speak your goals aloud before your mind has a chance to object, when you take one small physical step forward, you take command. And that command becomes your compass for the entire day. The morning doesn't give you power. It reveals the power that is already within you. And if you use that morning correctly, it multiplies that power. you become unshakable. Not by what you do occasionally, but by what you do first. Your thoughts are the soil, your focus is the water, your action is the sunlight. If you give your mind these 3 essential nutrients every single morning, your life will bear fruit beyond your wildest measure. So ask yourself, right now, who do I truly want to become? A leader, an artist, a great parent, a healthy, vibrant human being? Start becoming that person before breakfast. The decision of doing one hard thing first. There is a powerful, almost magical shift that happens in your psyche when you intentionally do one hard thing first. Something you don't want to do, something your mind instinctively resists, that voice of comfort, of weakness that whispers, later, it's too cold, you're too tired, it's not important right now. Once you face that resistance and act anyway, the resistance loses its grip on your soul for the rest of the day. This is the secret weapon of all high achievers. They are not a different species. They are not immune to laziness or procrastination. The difference is, they don't wait for motivation to show up. They understand that motivation is not a cause, it is an effect. Motivation is the child of action, not the parent. And how do they create it? By taking action before they feel like it. They generate their own momentum. The mind is like a muscle. It can be trained for strength, or it can be allowed to atrophy into weakness. If you train it every single day to surrender to comfort, to always choose the easy path, it will grow soft. It will abandon you in a moment of crisis. But if you train it to obey the call of strength, to follow the command of discipline even when it's uncomfortable, it will become your strongest and most reliable ally. It will be the forged steel in your spine when life tries to break you. So, what is your one hard thing? It doesn't have to be monumental. The power is in the principle, not the scale. Is it turning the last 30 seconds of your shower to ice-cold water? Is it sitting in complete, unbroken silence for 5 minutes without fidgeting? Is it doing 20 push-ups the moment your feet hit the floor? Is it writing one single page of that book you've been dreaming of? Is it making that phone call you've been dreading? Choose it, commit to it, and then do it with all your intensity. Because the secret is this: it is not about the task itself. It is not about the cold water or the push-ups. It is about the identity it builds. When you do something hard every single morning, by choice, you are sending a powerful message to the deepest parts of your being. You are reminding yourself at a cellular level of who you are. You are a person who does not run from pressure but rises under it. A person who faces resistance and moves through it. Most people hit the snooze button and shrink. You rise and sharpen. Most people wait for the day to happen to them. You initiate. That is the edge. That is the vibrant electric energy that separates a powerful life from a passive one. When the very first decision of your day is a declaration of victory over your own weakness, the rest of the day has no choice but to follow your example. So find your hard thing, face it, finish it, and then watch as the rest of your life begins to bow to your newfound courage. Speak life into your future. Words create worlds. This is not a metaphor. It is a neurological and spiritual reality. And the very first words you speak each morning are not just sounds vibrating in the air. They are seeds. They are programming instructions for your subconscious mind. They shape your state. They write your story, and they direct your steps for the hours to come. Listen to the language of the masses. Most people wake up and unconsciously speak defeat over themselves. I'm so tired. I can't believe it's only Monday. I'm so stressed about that meeting. Another long, boring day. And what kind of life do you think those words create? They get a life that perfectly matches their language. Their words become a self-fulfilling prophecy of exhaustion, stress, and mediocrity. But you are different. You are learning the code. You will wake up and you will declare strength. Before your mind can register a complaint, you will open your mouth and speak purpose. You will say, I was born for this. Today, I build momentum. I create peace and power wherever I go. I am focused. I am disciplined. I am strong. This is not about pretending. This is not about fake it till you make it. This is about programming, your subconscious mind, the powerful, silent operator running 95% of your life. Doesn't argue. It doesn't care if a statement is objectively true in this exact moment. It simply believes what you repeat to it, with conviction and emotion. And when you speak life, your body follows, your habits follow, your destiny follows. Start each morning with declarations, not wishes, not hopes, declarations. Say who you are and say who you are becoming. Speak not with doubt, but with the unshakable certainty of faith. Not with the trembling voice of fear, but with the roaring voice of fire. Look yourself in the mirror. Not a quick glance, but look deep into your own eyes and speak like a leader. Speak like someone who has already won. Speak like someone who refuses to let the failures of the past dictate the potential of the future. This is not arrogance. This is agreement. It is aligning your present self with the vision you hold for your future self. It's an agreement with your values, with your vision, with your inevitable victory. So before the world gets a chance to speak fear, doubt, and limitation into you, you speak purpose, strength, and possibility into IT. Your voice is the first voice your soul hears each day. Make it a voice worth following. The body is not just a vehicle, it is a trigger. When you move your body, you shift your state. When you change your physiology, you change your psychology. You wake up the warrior within. Have you ever noticed this? Think about it. When you feel defeated or depressed, how do you hold your body? Your shoulders are slumped, your head is down, your breathing is shallow, your movements are slow and heavy. Now think about a time you felt proud, confident, and joyful. Your chest was open, your head was held high, you had a smile on your face, your breath was full and deep, your physiology writes your psychology. It is a direct and immediate feedback loop. This is why every morning must include movement. I'm not talking about a 2-hour gym session, unless that's your thing. I'm talking about intentional engagement. Stand tall. Stretch your arms to the sky as if you are claiming the day. Breathe deep into your belly, not just shallow sips of air. Go for a brisk walk outside and let the sun hit your face. Do jumping jacks. Dance to one song. Sweat. Because when the body moves, the brain aligns. Energy begins to flow where it was once stagnant. Clarity arrives where there was fog, and your confidence, it skyrockets. The simple act of intentional movement sends a signal to your brain. We are awake. We are ready. We are powerful. Don't wait for the perfect workout plan. Don't wait until you have the right clothes or the right gym membership. Start with what you have, right where you are. A quick walk outside for 10 minutes. A series of deep stretches in your living room. Anything to shift your state from passive to powerful. Winners move. They do not sit in hesitation. They do not lounge in limitation. They rise. They engage. They move. They set a physiological tone so strong that weakness and lethargy do not feel welcome in their presence. Remember this phrase and write it down. Motion creates emotion. If you want to feel different, you must move different. It's the fastest and most reliable state change tool you have. Make your morning sacred by making your body active. Your future self will thank you for the momentum, the energy, and the confidence you are creating today. Your morning movement is not about fitness. It is about freedom. Freedom from the chains of lethargy. Freedom from the prison of a weak mindset. So rise, move, and take control. Command your mind before the world does. There is a moment. It is quiet, fleeting, and more powerful than you can possibly imagine. It arrives in the space just after you open your eyes. In that single, silent breath of awakening, your mind is wide open. It is vulnerable. It is impressionable. You have not yet been touched by the chaos of the world. You have not yet been pulled by demands or distractions. It is in this sacred sliver of time that a choice must be made, a choice that will define everything. Will you command your thoughts, or will you be commanded by them? Most people don't even recognize this power. They are unconscious to it. They rise and instinctively, like a pre-programmed robot, they reach for their phone. They reach for the remote control. They reach for something outside themselves to define the moment for them. And in that instant, they fill their still, delicate minds with the voices, the crises, the anxieties, and the manufactured urgency of the world. Politics, markets, disasters, gossip, Their unguarded mind is quickly overrun by these external burdens. Worry settles in like a damp fog. The poison of comparison begins to seep into their veins as they scroll through the highlight reels of other people's lives. The urgency of others overtakes the deep, quiet peace of their own purpose. And before the sun has even fully risen, they have already lost the inner battle. Their thoughts are no longer their own. They have been drafted into someone else's war. Not a single word has been spoken aloud, yet their silence has already surrendered the day. But there are others, the rare ones, the intentional few. They treat the morning like the launchpad of destiny. They understand that true leadership, the kind that shapes lives, builds empires, and creates movements, does not begin with applause or external recognition. It begins in the silence. It begins behind closed doors before anyone else is watching. It begins in the bedroom, not the boardroom. It begins in thought, not in noise. These individuals command their minds. They rise with intention, not reaction. Instead of reaching for the world, they reach within. They speak affirmations that anchor their identity. They visualize the person they are becoming, not as a distant dream, but as a present-day reality. They breathe deeply, connecting their body to their spirit. They sit in stillness, allowing wisdom to surface. They move their bodies, awakening their inner strength. They choose clarity over confusion. They choose purpose over passivity. The first 10 minutes after waking are not trivial, they are everything. These minutes set the rhythm, the frequency, the energetic signature for the hours that follow. If those minutes are filled with power, direction, and vision, the rest of the day has no choice but to align with that powerful frequency. But if they are filled with distraction, doubt, or emotional noise, then the day becomes a chaotic reaction, a series of desperate responses to other people's agendas, and that is no way to live. You do not have to time to wake up weak. Not in a world this loud, this demanding, this fast. You must take hold of that first moment before the world does. You must decide what matters most, not what is trending, not what others expect, but what your spirit knows to be true. And you must do this every single day. Repetition carves character. Discipline cements belief. So write down your thoughts, even if they are scattered and messy. Speak your vision, even if your voice trembles with uncertainty at first. Move your body, even when it resists. These are the declarations of a leader. These are the acts of someone who is becoming. You don't wait for external success to affirm your path. You walk the path because you believe in your own becoming. And if you don't believe in your own destiny, how can you expect anyone else to? If you don't guard that precious, sacred moment of mental awakening, the world will rush in to claim it. The world will tell you who to be, what to want, how to feel, and what to fear. But you were not built for that kind of mental slavery. You were built to lead. And every great leader in history had to first learn to lead the self. Command your thoughts, because every thought becomes a belief. Every belief shapes a behavior. Every behavior builds a destiny. This is not about self-help tricks or positive thinking fads. This is about self-leadership. And self-leadership is the first and final door to freedom. No one can give it to you. You must seize it. Each morning is a meeting with your mind. Don't miss the meeting. Don't arrive late. And never let someone else speak in your place. Show up. Speak clearly. Remind yourself who you are and why you are here. The headlines can wait. The messages can wait. Your purpose cannot. This is your mind. This is your mission. This is your moment. Lead it. Before the world follows you, you must first lead yourself. Write it down or lose it forever. The moment you wake up, your mind is like a fire hose of consciousness, uncontrolled, powerful, and full of potential. Pre-thoughts, fragments of dreams, nascent ideas, sudden worries, flashes of memory, and brilliant moments of inspiration race through your consciousness before you even fully realize you're awake. And if you don't capture them, they vanish. Like mist in the morning sun, they fade away, lost forever. Ideas that are not written down become ghosts that will haunt you with whispers of what could have been. Goals that are not written down become mere wishes, floating in the ether of good intentions. Desires that are not clarified on paper become vague distractions that pull you in a dozen different directions. But here lies the profound secret kept by every successful man and woman of purpose, from Marcus Aurelius to Leonardo da Vinci. They write. Not later in the day, when the world has already made its mark and their mind is cluttered, but early, before the day imposes itself upon them. They write not because it is convenient, but because it is necessary. They write not to be poetic, but to be precise, to bring shape and form to their swirling thoughts, to command the beautiful chaos of the mind before it takes command of them. Writing in the morning is not about being a writer. It is about being a leader of your mind, a director of your mission, a conscious architect of your life. 5 minutes, 10 minutes. That is all it takes to fundamentally change the trajectory of your day and ultimately your life. Begin by simply writing what is already inside you. Don't edit, don't judge, just let it flow. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? What do you want? What do you fear? What do you know you must do today? Clarity is born in ink. The physical act of moving a pen across paper is a mirror held up to your inner world. It turns the fog of anxiety into a form you can see and address. It slows down the frantic rush of your thoughts and allows you to hear your own wisdom clearly. Writing takes the invisible and makes it visible. It is not just reflection. It is refinement. It is focus. It is direction. Every single page you write is a commitment. Every word is a choice. When you put pen to paper, you send a powerful signal to your subconscious mind that what you are thinking matters. You are giving structure to your spirit. You are saying to yourself, this is who I am. This is what I value. This is what I am building. Your mind is a garden. If left untended, weeds of doubt, fear, and confusion will grow wild. Writing is the act of tending that garden. It is how you pull the weeds of doubt. It is how you water the seeds of your vision. It is how you turn scattered emotions into organized, actionable thoughts. When you write, you take back control. You stop reacting and start creating. You stop wandering and start walking with purpose. Think of the great minds who came before you. Lincoln, who scribbled his speeches on scraps of paper, refining his powerful ideas. Edison, who filled thousands of notebooks with sketches, observations, and insights. Marcus Aurelius, who penned his meditations not for an audience, but for himself as a tool for self-mastery. They all knew something that modern man too often forgets. The mind cannot be trusted to remember what the hand refuses to record. Do not trust your memory with your future. Write it down, make it real, make it visible, and then watch in awe as your life begins to organize itself around the clarity you have created on the page. The goals you list become the plans you follow. The gratitude you express becomes the peace you feel. The problems you name become the solutions you actively seek. What you do not write down, you do not truly own. What you do not own, you do not act upon. And what you do not act upon, you do not become. A person's life is not shaped by the fleeting thoughts they have, but by the anchor thoughts they commit to. And writing is the anchor. So start small, start simple, but start. Take up a pen, open a notebook, sit in the morning silence, write one line of truth, then another. And as you write, you will feel the shift. You are no longer drifting, you are directing. No longer reactive, you are intentional. This is how greatness begins, not with thunderous applause, not with sudden perfection, but with a quiet moment, a firm hand, and a few honest words written on a page. Write your way into clarity, write your way into purpose, write your way into power. Start with the truth of your soul, there in the quiet of the morning, and write your way into your own greatness. Gratitude is your greatest leverage. If you want to multiply your momentum, if you want to build a skyscraper of success, you must begin not with what you lack, but with what you already have. Gratitude is not a soft, sentimental emotion for the weak. It is a strategic weapon for the strong. It is the ultimate leverage. It centers you, it grounds you, it reminds you that you are not starting from a place of deficit, of nothingness. You are starting from a place of abundance. And when you begin your day feeling full, the world cannot make you feel small. Gratitude changes the entire atmosphere of your mind. It literally rewires your perception. It shifts you from a mentality of scarcity, I don't have enough, to one of sufficiency, I have more than enough to begin. It moves you from the crippling illusion of lack to the powerful leverage of appreciation. Without it, your thoughts inevitably spiral into complaint, comparison, and envy. With it, your energy returns to creation, contribution, and expansion. And here is the great, unshakable truth. You cannot build greatness from a place of grievance. You cannot construct a joyful life on a foundation of complaint. You must build from a position of strength, and pure practice gratitude is strength. In the profound stillness of the morning, when the world has not yet spoken its demands, take a moment, just a single sacred moment. Name 3 things, just 3, that you are genuinely grateful for. Don't just think them, speak them aloud, write them down in your journal, feel them, reflect on them as if they are precious treasures you are holding in your possession. They might be simple, the feeling of the breath entering your lungs, the strength in your limbs to rise from bed, the solid roof over your head, the love of your family or a single friend, the simple fact that today exists, offering another unblemished chance to begin again. Do not underestimate the power of this practice. This is not a mere habit, it is a spiritual alignment. When you begin your day from a place of deep appreciation, you tap into a source of power that is deeper and more sustainable than raw ambition. You activate joy, you create mental wealth, you remind yourself that you already hold immense value right within you. And from that place of inner wealth, you pursue your outer goals with confidence, not desperation, with passion, not neediness. Those who radiate contentment become magnets for opportunity. Think about it. People are drawn to those who do not complain, who do not grasp, who do not beg the world to affirm them. They are drawn to those who affirm themselves. And gratitude is the powerful, quiet voice of that self-affirmation. Gratitude is not the end of hunger for more. It is the strength that feeds that hunger. It does not kill ambition. It fuels it with a higher octane energy. Because you are no longer chasing success to fill an emptiness inside you. You are chasing it out of a sense of fullness, out of a deep-seated purpose, out of a desire to contribute your gifts, not to complete yourself. You are already whole. The chase is no longer a desperate attempt to prove your worth, but a joyful opportunity to express it. Most people run headlong into the day with no pause. They leap from bed directly into burden, from waking into worry. But not you. You will pause, you will reflect, and then you will rise with perspective. That is your edge. That is your discipline. That is your daily return to power. Do not wait for something dramatic to happen to feel grateful. Gratitude is not reactive. It is proactive. It is not a response to good fortune. It is the creator of it. You must cultivate it like a master farmer tends his most precious soil, daily, deliberately, and with care. It is not just a mood, it is a mindset. It is a spiritual muscle that, like any muscle, must be exercised to grow strong. Gratitude is how you hold your blessings firmly in your hands instead of letting them slip through your fingers unnoticed. It is how you protect your inner peace when the inevitable storms of life roll in. It is how you remind yourself again and again that you have already won so many battles. You are not empty. You are equipped. Start each and every morning with this powerful practice. Do not make it complicated. Do not make it optional. 3 things, 3 truths, 3 blessings. Make this your unbreakable ritual. Gratitude is not the finish line. It is the launch pad. It does not end your hunger. It sharpens it. It does not stop you from climbing. It gives you the strength to ascend. When you live from a place of gratitude, you are not chasing from emptiness, but creating from fullness. You are no longer a seeker. You are a steward of abundance. And from that place, all things become possible. The world bends, not to those who complain about what they lack, but to those who command their energy through gratitude for what they have. Begin there. Begin each day by anchoring yourself to what is already good, already working, already yours. And then go forth and build the rest. Set one clear target for the day. Most people wake up and immediately rush into the chaos of doing everything. They glance at an endless, overwhelming to-do list. They try to juggle a dozen priorities at once. They bounce from task to task, putting out fires, reacting to interruptions. And how do they end the day? Exhausted, unsatisfied, feeling like they were busy all day but accomplished nothing of real significance. The tragedy is this: they confuse movement with progress, but movement without direction is just chaos, and chaos is the sworn enemy of progress. True power comes not from doing more, but from doing what matters most. Power comes from precision, and every single powerful day begins with one piercingly clear question. What is the one thing that, if I accomplish it today, will move my ultimate mission forward? Your energy is finite. Your attention is fragile. These are your most precious resources, and they are not to be squandered on trivial matters. If you scatter them across 20 different tasks, they lose all their potency. But if you focus them, like a laser beam, onto one single point, they become a force that can burn through steel. So you must train yourself. You must develop the discipline to stop waking up into the noise of everything and start waking up into the serene focus of the one thing. Begin each day by identifying one clear target. Not 10, not 5, 1. Write it down on a sticky note and place it where you can see it. Speak it out loud. Visualize it as already completed. This is your assignment. This is your strike point. Everything else is secondary. Everything else is background noise until this one primary objective is achieved. When you wake up with this level of clarity, the world can no longer pull you in 100 different directions. You don't spend your precious morning hours reacting to other people's emergencies. You spend them directing your own energy. Your choices become easier. Your standards become sharper. Distractions lose their seductive appeal because you have a mission. A man or woman with a clear mission is not easily moved. They are not tempted by every shiny new opportunity because they know which one truly matters. The most successful and fulfilled individuals on this planet are not the ones who do the most. They are the ones who consistently do what matters, and they do it first, before the noise of the day begins, before the world interrupts, before the tyranny of the urgent overrides the power of the important. They strike early, and they strike with surgical intention. Set your target. See it clearly in your mind's eye. Break it down into the first 1 or 2 simple steps. Then begin. You don't need to conquer the whole mountain today. You just need to take the next right step up. One win. That is all it takes to start the avalanche of momentum. And momentum is everything. One win builds belief. Belief fuels action. Action creates results, and results multiply into greatness. This is the engine of achievement. It is not powered by perfectionism or a frantic sense of hustle for its own sake. It is powered by focused, intentional effort, applied consistently day after day after day. So each morning, as you sit in the quiet, sacred space you have created before the world demands your attention, ask yourself, what is my win for today? Not a long list of errands, not a dozen potential distractions, just one powerful, purposeful step forward. What single action will move you closer to your grandest vision? What will make today an undeniable victory? Do not confuse being busy with being effective. Busyness is a trap. It flatters the ego, but it betrays the mission. Your goal is not to fill the hours of the day. It is to fulfill the purpose of your life. And that begins with intention. It begins with choosing your win. When you identify that one target and pursue it with everything you have, you begin to own your time. You command your hours instead of being commanded by them. You shape your life instead of drifting aimlessly through it. You become a builder, not a borrower of time. This simple practice, repeated daily, will transform you. You will stop waking up into a fog of confusion and start waking up with the sharp clarity of confidence. You will stop being overwhelmed by a world of options and become obsessed with achieving meaningful outcomes. The fog of indecision lifts, and in its place stands a clear path. Your path. When you win the morning, you own the day. Not because the day will be perfect, but because you chose your direction. You declared your aim, and then with discipline and fire, you moved toward it. Start tomorrow with this question on your lips and unshakable resolve in your heart. What is my win today? Then ACT. And as the days turn into weeks and the weeks into years, you will look back and see a life built not by chance, but by choice. One target, one strike, one win every single day. That is how you build a legacy. The power of stillness. Before the storm, there is a calm. Before the symphony, there is silence. And before the noise of the world begins its daily assault on your peace, before the meetings, the errands, the demands, and the distractions, you must claim one sacred, non-negotiable thing: stillness. 10 minutes, that is all it takes. 10 minutes of absolute silence, 10 minutes of deep conscious breath, 10 minutes of connection to something higher, something deeper, something unshakable within you. This time is not a luxury, it is a necessity. It is not for the idle, but for the intentional. Stillness is not laziness, it is leadership. In fact, it may be the highest and most difficult form of leadership, for it is the practice of mastering the self before attempting to master the day. Each morning, before you open the door to the world, you must first open the door to your own soul. Before you check your list of obligations, you must first check your spiritual alignment. Sit in silence. Just sit. Breathe slowly and deeply. Listen. Listen not to the noise in your head, but to the silence between the thoughts. What is your heart, your intuition, trying to tell you? Pray if you pray. Meditate if that is your method. Reflect on your purpose. Journal your innermost thoughts. Do whatever it takes to center yourself in a state of profound peace. Because peace is not something you find in the world. It is something you forge within yourself. Most people leap from their beds directly into the battlefield of life, completely unarmed and unready. They meet the chaos of the world with chaos in their own minds. But you must be different. You must be deliberate. Stillness is your armor. It shields you from the incessant noise, from the manufactured urgency, from the insidious lies that try to define your worth by your speed and your busyness. In a world that is addicted to rush, stillness is an act of rebellion. It is your silent declaration that nothing outside of you will be allowed to dictate your state within. It is a statement that your peace is not up for negotiation, that you will not be moved by the chaotic winds of circumstance because you are rooted like a mountain. Vision is not born in frantic motion. It is born in quiet contemplation. Wisdom is not shouted from the rooftops. It is whispered in the silent moments that few people dare to enter. Stillness is where you meet your intuition. It is where you connect with your creator, with your deepest conscience. It is where the next right move becomes crystal clear. It is where brilliant strategy is born and blind panic dies. 10 minutes can shift your entire trajectory for the day. 10 minutes of deep diaphragmatic breathing can regulate your nervous system, pulling you out of a state of fight or flight and into one of calm focus. 10 minutes of quiet connection to your purpose can override 10 hours of external pressure. It is not about how long you spend in stillness. It is about how deeply you go. Give yourself this gift. Guard it fiercely. Let no phone call interrupt it. Let no urgent email claim it. This is your sacred meeting with your mission. This is your time. Before the world tries to speak over you, you must first hear your own voice. Before others place their demands on you, you must first place your direction within yourself. The calmest minds make the sharpest decisions. The quietest mornings create the loudest and most lasting victories. This is not some esoteric philosophy. This is high-performance science. Champions in every field, from business to sports to the arts, have routines of solitude. Their incredible strength does not come from the noise of the crowd, but from the quiet discipline of their private practice, from centering themselves, from choosing stillness before they engage the storm. Do not rush into your day. Rise into it. Do not react to it. Respond from a place of centered power. Do not spin in circles. Stand still and let clarity find you. From this place of inner peace, you will walk differently. You will speak with more weight and authority. You will act with unerring intention. People will feel it. They may not know what it is, but they will sense your grounded presence. Not because you are louder, but because you are deeper. Stillness is not the absence of movement. It is the presence of power. A quiet, commanding power that does not need to prove itself. It just is, like a lion resting in the sun, unbothered, unshaken, until the moment to act arrives. So each morning, step into this space. Let it hold you. Let it shape you. Let it whisper the eternal truths the world tries to make you forget. You are not rushed. You are not behind. You are not defined by what you do today. You are defined by who you are becoming. And who you are becoming is shaped most deeply in the stillness. Protect it. Practice it. And from that place of power, rise. Because from that place, the day has no choice but to bend in your favor. Review your vision. Reignite your why. It is one thing to set a target for the day. It is another thing entirely to know why that target matters. Action without purpose is just motion. It's a frantic spinning of wheels that leads to exhaustion, not elevation. It's the path to burnout. You can do all the right things. Wake up early, do the hard tasks, speak affirmations. But if you lose sight of the grander vision, your efforts will eventually feel hollow and your spirit will grow tired. Your why is the fuel for the how. It is the deep burning fire in your soul that makes the sacrifices worthwhile, the discipline possible, and the obstacles surmountable. You must connect with this fire every single morning. This means you need to have your vision, your ultimate purpose, your highest goals for your life written down, not just in your head, but on paper, where you can see it, where you can touch it. A statement of the person you are fighting to become, the legacy you intend to build, the impact you are destined to make. And as part of your morning ritual, after you have found stillness, you take out this vision statement. You don't just glance at it, you read it. You let the words sink into your very bones. You close your eyes and you see it. You feel what it will feel like to achieve it. You connect with the emotion of your future victory right here in the present moment. This is not a trivial step. This is what separates the diligent from the dominant. It reignites the emotional power required to push through the inevitable resistance of the day. It reminds you that the cold shower isn't just a cold shower. It's an act of forging the resilience needed to lead your family. It reminds you that writing that one page isn't just a task. It's laying a brick in the cathedral of your life's work. When you connect with your why, the daily battles become meaningful. They are no longer chores, they are choices. They are no longer burdens, they are building blocks. Your vision becomes the magnetic north on your inner compass, ensuring that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. Without this daily reconnection, life will test you. A bad meeting will deflate you, a criticism will derail you, a moment of weakness will feel like a permanent failure. But when your why is burning brightly within you, these things become insignificant. They are just weather patterns passing by, unable to shake the mountain that is your purpose. So do not just plan your day, prime your spirit. Remind yourself of the promise you made to your future self. Look at the picture of the life you are creating, the freedom you are earning, the people you are serving. Let that vision pull you forward. Let it be the reason you rise with fire in your eyes. Because a person who is deeply connected to their why can bear almost any how. Practice forgiveness. Release yesterday's weight. You cannot build a glorious new future if your hands are still gripping the jagged rocks of yesterday. Each morning offers a miracle, the chance for a clean slate, a resurrection, a complete reset. Yet most people wake up and immediately pick up the heavy bags they dropped right before they went to sleep. The bag of yesterday's mistakes, the bag of last night's argument, the bag of a lingering resentment, a personal failure, a frustrating setback. They carry this weight into the new day, and it poisons everything. It clouds their judgment. It drains their energy. It infects their interactions. You cannot fly when you are chained to a corpse. And yesterday, once it is gone, is dead. So, one of the most powerful, strategic, and liberating acts you can perform in your morning is the conscious practice of forgiveness. This is not a weak or passive act. It is an act of supreme self-preservation. It is you taking back your power. This means consciously forgiving others, not for their sake, but for yours. It means releasing the anger, the bitterness, the desire for retribution that is acting like a cancer in your own soul. You must understand, holding on to resentment is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. It only harms you. Forgiveness is the antidote. It's not about condoning what they did. It is about refusing to let what they did continue to control your emotional state today. And even more importantly, you must forgive yourself. You must forgive yourself for the mistake you made yesterday, for the workout you skipped, for the unkind word you said, for the opportunity you missed. You are human. You will falter. But greatness is not found in perfection. It is found in the relentless ability to begin again. In the quiet of your morning, in that sacred stillness, make this a practice. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and say it aloud or in your heart. I release the weight of yesterday. I fully and completely forgive myself for my shortcomings. I forgive anyone who I feel has wronged me, and I release them from my judgment. My spirit is clean. Today is a new day, and I am a new person, unburdened by the past. Feel the lightness of that release. You cannot fill your cup with the fresh, clean water of today's opportunities if it's still full of yesterday's stale, dirty water. You must empty it first. This act of forgiveness creates a vacuum. It creates space. It makes you receptive to the blessings, the ideas, and the energy that this new day is waiting to give you. To carry yesterday's grievances into a new morning is to choose to live in a prison when the door is wide open. Forgiveness is you turning the key and walking out into the sunshine. It is a declaration that your future is more important than your past. So let it go, all of it. Release the weight and step into the boundless potential of today with a light spirit and a clear mind. Decide who you will be today. Before the day tells you who to be, you must decide. This is the ultimate act of self-creation. The world will try to label you. It will try to shape you. It will try to push you into a mold that fits its own preferences and agendas. But you are not a product of circumstance. You are a force of choice. And every single morning before your feet even touch the floor, you have the sovereign power to define your direction, your energy, and your very identity for the day. Ask yourself this question with piercing clarity and courage. Who do I need to be today to become the person I want to become forever? This question is not small. It is not abstract. It is the absolute cornerstone of intentional living. It is your daily identity decision, and the answer will echo through every single action you take, every word you speak, every choice you make. Will you be courageous today, or will you be cautious? Will you be present and engaged, or will you be distracted and distant? Will you live with unwavering purpose, or will you wander without clarity? Will you show up as a servant leader who gives value, or as a self-seeking observer who only takes? These are the crossroads you stand at every single morning, and the choice you make will not only shape your day, it will compound over time to shape your destiny. Too often, people let their fleeting feelings decide their identity for the day. If they feel tired, they act weak. If they feel afraid, they act small. But the greatest men and women among us know a profound secret. Feelings are not leaders, they are followers. They follow vision, they follow discipline. They follow the identity that you consciously choose, not the one you inherit from circumstance or mood. Your vision must be your compass. Your clear, vivid vision of who you are becoming should guide your thoughts, your tone of voice, your posture, your presence. This is not about pretending. This is about preparing. It is about preparing your mind, your body, and your spirit to rise to the level of the life you desire and deserve. Stand in front of the mirror and speak it aloud. Speak the name of the person you are choosing to be today. Is it relentless, peaceful, focused, loving, disciplined? Speak the virtues you will carry into the world. Patience, strength, resilience, boldness. Speak the energy you will bring into every room you enter, not because it's magic, but because it is direction. Words become focus. Focus informs behavior. Behavior repeated becomes identity. And identity over time becomes legacy. This single decision made in the quiet of the morning before the world has a chance to greet you fundamentally changes how the world responds to you. When you walk with intention, you speak with weight. When you act from a chosen identity, people notice. They may not know why, but they feel the certainty radiating from you. You are not swayed by every opinion. You are not broken by minor setbacks. You are certain, and certainty is magnetic. You become your choices, and the most important choice you will ever make is the one you make every morning. Who you choose to be. Not what you will do, not what you will achieve, but who you will become in the process. Because all lasting success begins within. So speak it, stand in it, walk in it. Let your behavior be the living confirmation of your morning decision. Let your choices reinforce the image of your highest self. And when doubt creeps in, and it will return to your decision, anchor yourself back into it. Say it again. Choose it again. This is the ultimate difference between wandering aimlessly through life and walking with unshakable purpose. Wandering is reactive. Walking in purpose is decisive. It is bold. It is uncomfortable at first, but it becomes your natural state when practiced with conviction. Greatness is not something you stumble into by accident. It is something you consciously step into again and again and again through the power of choice and conviction. It is not given. It is not inherited. It is forged, and it is forged in the fiery furnace of your daily identity decisions. So before you do anything else, before you answer a call, reply to an email, open your door or your calendar, decide who you are. Choose to be someone your future self will thank you for. Choose to be someone worth following. Let the world adjust to you, not the other way around. Because when you learn to lead yourself with this level of intention, the world has no choice but to begin to follow.